though, I mean, I think the big thing was what was leaked about the PS5. That to me was kind of huge and kind of gives us a vision. Well, it's basically like just like the name of the processor and a few, specs on the processor and what it can do. And you have a bunch of tech people that are like, trying to estimate the price of the PS4 just by using the processor. I don't know if you're gonna get like the a really specific answer, but they said it was gonna be around the $500 range, at least from now what it looks like. Obviously, none of that is final, but I mean, 500. Do you think that would be like too much to pay for a console? They would say it might come already with VR in the box.
Maybe, but you gotta remember, like, how are the children gonna explain to their parents, like, can we spend $500 for this console?
But it comes with VR. VR, you can.
Yes, but well, didn't the PS4 also cost $500 when it came
I
out?
don't. I don't remember how much.
I think
Because people were talking about kind of going cheaper for consoles. That's kind of what these
well, yes.
new.
Now parents are gonna be like, okay, do I want to get them this PlayStation, that costs $500, or do I want to spend, $299 on a Nintendo Switch? You know what I mean?
I
So-
get you, but still, VR out of the box is very big thing and could
Yeah. But like I said, there's a lot of children.
maybe. And here's the
And-
thing. This is the thing. I think
There has to be an
Xbox-
incentive. There has to be like something bigger than VR for a lot of people to leave the PlayStation 4.
Here's the thing. I think Microsoft is kind of aiming towards little kids. Well, I won't say little kids. No.
I think it's
My-
opposite.
No,
like
it's
with
not.
Nintendo or something.
No,
Not
no,
even
no, no.
Nintendo is trying to go more of adult.
Well, look, no, little kid was a bad way to phrase it. They're trying to go more streamlined, like not streamlined. They're trying to basically have a bigger audience. That's why they have a cheap version of the console, so little kids can be like, "Mommy, can you buy me this console?" And then they have a expensive version. Those were the rumors with the new Xbox console. They're gonna have a cheaper version and a more expensive version out of the gate. So if you want, the graphical beast monster thing and you're a super gamer, you get that one. And if you're a kid and your parents are the one buying your console, you can, instead of telling them, "Mom, do you have $500?" You tell her, "Mom, do you have 300?" I'm guessing the cheaper one might come out at 300 or 400, but has to be a significant amount less. Would imagine it's like $40 less.
Yeah, there has to be something else that's pushing console sales though. Like,
And I think here's the thing. I think Microsoft's going for that, and I think PlayStation's going more for like the gamer type. Like they're like, our audience are a bunch of gamers that love games, so we're just gonna go all in on games. And here's the thing: gamers who are willing to spend money. They could be going through terrible times, but they'll still find ways to spend money on the games that they want. And
not
stuff.
necessarily. Like,
I get you.
now,
I get you. Not
know,
not
Not
everybody.
even though, like, what's PlayStation gonna do to like bring me over? I already have a PlayStation 4. Like, oh, VR.
That's-
But what if I don't care about VR?
But
that
they
it?
might come. They might come with some VR exclusive titles that might be good. Or just what if the VR experience is like a little bit bigger than?
I mean, even the most expensive VR headsets right now on PC don't have like the best games.
I mean, could you see yourself if it's a large, like it's a big improvement of what they had before?
No,
I don't know. I just
mean,
feel like
it's a simple answer for me. Like, I really don't see it. That
What
great.
about exclusives? Just on the exclusives.
Well, why can't they just port them over to the PlayStation 4?
Because they want to sell consoles.
Yeah, of course.
Nah, you can make the same. Here's the thing. I think Halo Infinite is gonna come out for the new Xbox rather than the Xbox One. I don't know. It's
You
just
think it's
a
gonna
theory.
be like a launch title?
Maybe. I think that Microsoft wants to hit this. They want to hit it out the park with the launch titles since like their last console. This Xbox One kind of failed compared to the PlayStation 4. I think they want to come out the gate swinging. You get me? They want to go in hard from like the very start of the game.
With age, though, I've cared less about like console generations. And
to me,
it used to be where like there was like a big leap in technology, but like the leap from technology from like the 360 to Xbox One is not as great as the original Xbox to 360.
Not only that, but
And now like even the most powerful PCs don't show any like like there's no leap from a most powerful PC to like a console from today's generation. So what are they gonna do to
me,
push
though,
the new consoles?
To me, it's well,
and not only that, but like there's a huge boom right now on like you know like cell shaded model games, or like you know more animated style of gameplay. Like people like that more now as a whole. I mean, look at Fortnite. Fortnite is the biggest, like it's like the most successful game, you know, of our generation in terms of like how like the media have covered it and how mainstream it became.
I mean, what about Minecraft though?
Exactly, Minecraft. Like these are games that just they don't.
That's true.
You can run that on your cell phone.
That's true.
I mean, if you think about it, you know, and then Red Dead Redemption ran, you know, beautifully on the Xbox One X. So it's like, what are these new consoles gonna do? You know, to really sell? Because I don't see it. Like they're gonna have to do something crazy more than VR. I really don't. VR kind of died down unless like they do something incredible with VR, but I doubt it as well.
I mean, I've always feel like every time we like, for example, when the greatest, for example, let's say when Red Dead 1 came out, we were like, yo, these graphics are the greatest. None of, like, these graphics will never be outdone. These are amazing graphics. Like, you always feel that at the moment. When Red Dead 2, now the trailer showed up, everybody says the same thing. Like, yo, these graphics can't be more realistic. And I'm sure like 10 years from now or 5 years from now, we look back at Red Dead 2 and we're like, those graphics were alright, I guess. I mean, now they just look kind of crappy compared to what we have, but like, I just feel like it's always going to be progressing. Especially, and here's the thing, there's never been more money in gaming than now. So it's like now these companies, Sony and Microsoft, have the biggest budgets of all time that they've ever had to make a console.
But here's the thing. You know, Rockstar probably looked at Fortnite making billions of dollars. Probably didn't spend that much money in development and their graphics engine. And then they look at, you know, their Red Dead game, which did amazing, you know, critically acclaimed or whatever, but didn't make as much money as Fortnite, and it doesn't have as many people invested in the online as, you know, Fortnite. And they're just thinking to themselves, like, why should we, you know, it's still a company. Why should they invest so much money on a new when they can just make a game that, you know, is just really good, heavily on gameplay side?
Because once you identify yourself as something, it's hard to break away from that, especially if you're lowering your quality.
Not necessarily.
If Rockstar came out with a Fortnite clone, I think, you know, you would hear the ultimate cries. Like, same thing with Bethesda. Bethesda was there, yo, let's chase a trend. Let's chase a trend right now with the online battle royale. Well, it wasn't kind of battle royale, but it kind of was. Basically, it was chasing trends, and they got destroyed and murdered for it. And you know, Fallout 76 is still, you know, still hurting. I mean, I kind of heard a rumor that a lot of GameStops and EB Games and stuff like that were around the country, like, packing the game up. There's a slight rumor that Bethesda might make the game free to play, but there's no like 100% on that. Like, Bethesda denied it and everything, but it's still kind of weird that they were boxing up all their copies of it. Just like a side topic, a side thing. But
we'll see.
Still though, like, I don't know. I just feel like, here's the thing, we're always gonna have love for the consoles of the past and say these were amazing and can't be outdone, because we kind of bet on them. We bet our lives on them, because the truth is, when your parents back then would get you a console, like, you were making a decision for a lifetime. Like, if you didn't like that console, you were stuck with it for 4 or 5 years until either you save up for one or your parents decided to be generous again. So it's like you had to like decide back then, and you know, a lot of people decided with the GameCube and with the PlayStation 1 and the Xbox, and they were all great and they all had their great exclusives. But nowadays, you know, at least, you know, the people that have kind of grown up from that, have their own money, and like most of them still live with their parents, so they don't pay a mortgage, so they have a bit.
Yeah, but that happens with every console generation. The people of the 360 generation that were also 17.
Yeah, I love the
360
360.
came out.
I told my dad to buy it, and I never looked back. And then later on, I bought a PS3 after I'd saved up and sold a few shoes at my school. But that was like way later on, though.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Let's see. But I do think it's again, I don't know any of the specs of the leaked PS5 thing. I know it's something I probably should have had on hand, or the name of the processor, but I could put it down low, a little link. But a lot of it, and here's the thing, and when I've been doing a lot of my research, a lot of the research says, oh, it's a long, crazy name and stuff like that. So people kind of, haven't been going into detail about what the name means and stuff. But just know that the next generation of gaming is here, and we'll be seeing it more sooner than later than we might think. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I think you're opening it up there, right? That's a big name, right?
It's called the Gonzalo, AMD Gonzalo. Yeah.
Gonzalo. It's a bunch of numbers, like just bunch of numbers.
Well, yeah, this is just a serial code. Like their
fact,
model numbers and stuff. But
send me that link. So if you guys want any more details on that week, I'll just have the link down there.
Yeah, we'll have it down there. Yeah, it's it's a big performance boost, essentially, in layman's terms, summarizing everything they said. But we'll see.